And reintroduce you so I can cut the video.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Nico. How's it going?
Hey, Azad. Not so bad. How are you?
Good. Thanks for letting us reach out to you to give a testimonial. I know you've been joining us for some time now. I don't know how long, but I know for sure it's been at least 2 years. I'm not sure, Nico. How long has it been?
I think it's been longer than that. I think I started coming to your seminars in 2016-ish.
Wow.
So yeah, I at least been coming and getting the education for a bit longer, and then obviously taking some action since then. But man, time flies, let me tell you.
No, I know. And since we met, I know definitely, Nico, yeah, you came to a lot of different seminars on a lot of different topics. How did that help you? I know when we met you, you had a 2-bedroom condo down in Sonalta. And when you met us, the aim was to keep that property, rent it out, and go buy another property. So tell us a little bit about your investing so far, how many properties you own, and how it's going.
Sure. Yeah, I think you're right. When I met you and Tim at the seminars, I had purchased my first property. It was really just something for me to move into, so I wasn't paying rent anymore. And my parents only bought the one house that I grew up in, so real estate investing and purchasing properties was definitely something new to me. And that condo was, like I said, wasn't necessarily purchased as an investment property. I still have it in my portfolio, as you know. And it's probably going to be the first one that I look to liquidate. But it was really kind of from that point moving forward that I decided to learn a bit more about what real estate investing looks like in the residential side here in Calgary. Yeah, so came looking for some education on it because, again, I didn't have a lot of mentors or experienced individuals in my circle at the time. And the goal was to just continue to grow a portfolio of selected high quality homes that hopefully will appreciate over time, that will be easy to rent, cash flow those, and create a bit of financial stability.
Yeah, awesome. And we're excited to share what types of property you bought.
Sure.
I mean, we did a lot of research before we went up to Highwood and bought your first property there. Just because that community, after we bought it, I believe, roughly went up 15%, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's been great, and even during like the recent kind of consolidation of housing prices in the past couple of years, like Highwood's still been a great community. Didn't see a lot of kind of market depreciation on those properties, and now, as you know, with the markets heating back up, Highwood's a great spot, seeing some of those property values starting to come back. In terms of the properties that we focused on, we were looking for, and still are, kind of single family detached homes that have the possibility for suiting the basement, just to kind of build out additional cash flow and flexibility, and also increase the value of the property by legalizing those units. And yeah, so Highwood was a great community for that, 50-foot RC2 lots. And since buying that first one in 2017, I think we bought the second one in 2018, and based off of the rules and regulations that came out with the city soon after, liquidated that second one and then flipped that money into my first joint venture, which was in Winston Heights, which is just across Tuxedo from Highwood, so a similar northwest community.
Yeah, and I know the Winston Heights one, I was very excited, the same as the Highwood one, because I know both lots later on there's multiple exit strategies, and you can do something with those lots, either build a fourplex, a duplex, or a single family home on there. But how was it putting your first joint venture together? I know we were involved just helping you with some joint venture documentation. In the end, you sorted it out with your lawyer and put together something that you were happy with your partner. And just please explain with your current job, because we know you're a working professional, you go away for work as well. How are you handling everything and how many properties in total right now?
Yeah, maybe I'll just kind of work through that kind of from back to front. So right now in my portfolio, I have 3 properties. So I still have that Sonalta condo. I have that first property in Highwood, that single detached home that we've suited the basement on. That's that second home that we bought in Highwood. I've since liquidated from the portfolio. And then I have that joint venture property in Winston Heights. So those are the three. The Winston Heights property is also a suited single family home, so legal suite in the basement. And then we actually rent that garage separately to another individual that's just looking for storage in the community. So we have actually three different forms of cash flow coming from that single property, which is, yeah, definitely helps
So
the bank account down.
yeah, so technically you have 6 streams of income coming in because you have 2 suited properties. That's 4, and then you've got the condo, and then you've got the garage as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how is the portfolio? How is the returns, and just in general, and your time to deal with 5 sets of tenants each month?
Yeah.
How is it going?
So I definitely had to develop those skill sets by rolling up the sleeves and jumping in with both feet. I don't use a property manager, so I'm still the guy that communicates with the tenants and organizes maintenance and repairs and shows the properties and follows up on kind of the tenant applications. So I still do all of that, and yeah, I'd say it's definitely an active investment. Like, it does take some time and takes a bit of effort. But as we work through it, and a lot of the tips and tricks that you and Tim had showed me at the start, was able to kind of develop a system that allowed me to pick good tenants in good properties. And when you find those good people and good families, the amount of time that actually takes once you have them settled into the home, it's more hands off at that point. Of course, you answer the phone call and you answer the emails, but good people are just looking for good homes, and if you can provide them with good homes in great neighborhoods, as you were able to help me find, then it's not that bad. But of course, again, it takes a bit of learning. There's a skill set to develop. You end up, developing your processes and your systems, and you follow them, and it becomes very systematic.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Nico, I just wanted to talk to you quickly about your mortgage plus improvements. You and your partner built a garage, which you left out separately. And I'm excited to share this with investors out there, that you don't have to use your money. There's a way to use that we get a lot of our investors to do mortgage plus improvements. How did that work out?
Yeah, so on the Winston Heights property, we picked it up at a fantastic price point. As you remember, I think we closed at $390 on the property.
Yeah,
which was
unbelievable.
Way lower than what we were anticipating.
Yeah.
But
I could tell you. So you have a legally suited property in Winston Heights, with a brand new garage. We could probably move that property today for about 480, 460, 480. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of appreciation in those. And I guess technically Winston Heights is northeast, but it's on the west side of.
It's on the good side.
Yeah, those like north central communities, like they're seeing some great appreciation, and the price point that we got that place for was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying, there was a bit of improvement that we wanted to do to that property, and one was suiting the basement, of course. So as you know, and as I've shared in some of your seminars, that for me, suiting basements is one way to generate more property. It's a way to increase the value of that home, and then for me, it's also a form of I can sleep well at night knowing that it's legally suited, the windows are correctly sized, we're compliant with fire code, and to me that's just important being an engineer. But yeah, on the mortgage plus improvement side is we walked through the property, and I forget the actual number, but it was somewhere around $8,000 probably to do the legalization work, plus the paint and the flooring and that piece. And then there was the garage, which was in pretty bad repair, actually. So what we were able to do was get the quotes to demolish that garage and to build a new one. And I think it came in at around 30,000, give or take. So call it 40,000 all in for the projects in the basement and then the garage as well. And we were able to bake that into the mortgage. And the way that it worked out is the bank gave us the amount to cover the purchase of the home. And then my partner and I put up the initial capital to complete the renovation work. And then the bank refunded us through the mortgage that $40,000. So now we just are financing that as part of the mortgage. And the math on it was pretty easy. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was $40,000 or $30,000 to build the garage. And when you calculated what that was, like the additional mortgage payment and interest on doing that, I think it was like $80 or $100. And for the garage, we get $250 worth of cash flow out of it. So it like clearly covers its cost. And then obviously the property is going to be more valuable for the effort.
Oh, no, that's awesome. So that actually saved you, say, $40,000 out of pocket just by implementing that strategy, which is awesome.
Yeah, as long as you have the cash available up front, you do those renovation works and you just basically, show the receipts. There wasn't even an inspection. I know in some cases the banks, they want to inspect to make sure that that work was done, but they just took it as the invoices and released the funds back, and we were able to move that money into a next investment.
And Nico, just out of curiosity, that Winston Heights property for you and your partner, how much on average is it cash flowing per month?
Yeah, so that's a really interesting question. I always like to just take a pause to, every property in different communities are going to cash flow a different amount of money. I would say on average here, from what I've seen in Calgary, a home of a similar vintage in a similar community probably cash flows $200 to $400, $400 on the high end.
Yeah.
But this particular property, just at the great price point that we got it at, the mortgage rates that we have, the improvements that we were able to do to that, and including the garage rental, because we do rent that separately, we're somewhere between $700 and $750 of cash flow every month on that property.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's all the expenses. That's the mortgage. It's property tax, maintenance, bookkeeping, because we have a bookkeeper that we use on the property. All of that covered, and there's about 700 and change left over every month in the bank account.
And that makes it win-win for you and your business partner, which we love to see, because then there's a possibility of doing business again when it's so good.
Absolutely. I'd say if we could rinse and repeat that property a few more times, me and my venture partner would be in every time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, Nico, I know you've been on. I just wanted to ask you, is there any advice for people listening to this? Because I know they're listening to see what Calgary Real Estate Wealth is all about. Any advice you could give to help people take action and move forward?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm sure I have a laundry list of things that I could say, but maybe I'll kind of keep it short and sweet. First and foremost, when you're getting into this, if you're like me, you don't have any experience, you don't have family members that are involved in real estate investing, you really want to find a community or mentors that are doing what you want to do in the area that you want to do it. There's a lot of content that's available that's applicable in the United States, or that's applicable in Ontario or in Vancouver, that are entirely different housing markets, entirely different residential tenancy acts. So if there are people that are watching this and a bit hesitant on what the next step would be, I'd say come attend the seminars, listen to the different topics that are there. It's totally commitment free. A lot of great content, and then that gets your foot in the door. You get to understand how people like me happen to be doing this, that went from not owning any homes to now have bought and purchased I think probably somewhere close to $2 million of transactions since I've started way back in 2016.
Awesome.
But yeah, I would just say do your homework, come out, and just look for an opportunity to learn, and as you feel comfortable, get ready to take some action as the opportunities come by.
Awesome, Nico. I appreciate you doing this. And we know you're up to bigger and better things now. You're looking at buying into apartment buildings, and you're also looking into maybe building some fourplexes. And it's very exciting that we're along for the ride to see how you grow and succeed and make it, as enjoyable as possible, because it does take work.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe the last comment for your aspirational real estate investors that may be coming to start their career in real estate investing is it's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a get rich quick kind of scheme or anything like that. It's putting in the work, and it's making smart decisions with the right people, and just starting to build momentum slowly over time. And it's amazing what happens after 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Nico, and we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thanks, Azad.
Thanks,
We'll talk
buddy.
soon. Bye.